If only the people heard the things we said before we go live. But we're live now. Roster cuts, Jamar Chase shit going on, everything and more coming up next.
It's showtime, baby. Yeah, the boys are ready to go. Cincinnati, you know. Them boys about to flow. Grab a garage beer, let's go. It's you and Bang go. Yeah, big play since the show. Yeah, big play since the show.
All right, what it is,
Hot
welcome.
Hot mics.
Welcome. Yeah. What
Did
it
you start
is?
with a what it is, cuh?
What it is, welcome to the show. Welcome the millions and millions of people watching worldwide, but most importantly, those of you in the tri-state area here that are Cincinnati fans. How we doing tonight, Drew? How about you?
Frav's in the building. I'm doing good. John's here. John left a comment. If you're not 30 minutes early, don't bother showing up. And he was. That is exactly at 7:30. We appreciate you, John. Frav's here. First time I've seen Frav in a minute. K Breezy every week. Wedge
Regular.
every week. Gatto Baby every week. This guy is a complete loser.
I figured out how to chat.
Picture?
I figured. Okay, I got to explain this one. Okay,
Who is
so
in
this
that
was
picture?
just hold on, just wait. It's a little weird. I admit it. I just haven't changed it. That's Blake Lively. It was during the what's that? They all get together for the fans. Oh, the Met Gala, and I was making fun of it, saying that I was Blake Lively's date, and I posted this picture, and I was like thanking her for coming to the Met Gala or inviting me and stuff. So
You're a married man, Ron.
yeah, it was like just a friend thing. But what's going on in the Garrison household these days, huh? What do you got going on?
I just got home, got to see some family from New Orleans. Who's in
Okay.
town. My dad's brother and his wife were in town.
Is that a sign?
She made spaghetti. It has nothing to do with Jamar Chase.
The Super Bowl, maybe? The Super Bowl's in New Orleans? Maybe you're visiting, making a deal with Jamar's family?
Well, if the Super Bowl's in New Orleans, I will be hitting them up for a place to stay.
Me too.
I don't know how I'm going to get into the actual game, but if I can just get there, that's half the battle. But shout out Aunt Sheila. The best spaghetti sauce I've ever had in my life. She makes it from scratch. It was phenomenal. So we went over to my dad's house. Yeah, she was throwing down. So yeah, pretty solid day. Obviously a lot of news to talk about. We can get to our boy Gatto's comment first.
Go for it.
KJ Henry. I like the pickup. Had a solid preseason.
Fun.
Graded out over 80. I think he had over a 20% pass rush win rate. Miles Murphy's old friend from Clemson. T. Higgins' old friend from Clemson. Bengals did two moves on the defensive end, in the defensive end room that I really liked. I liked picking up KJ Henry, and I liked getting Isaiah Thomas on the practice
I was like,
squad.
wait, when did that happen? I missed that one.
Did not happen. Isaiah Thomas. A lot of you may remember Isaiah Thomas for sacking Joe Burrow in the Halloween massacre a couple years ago, where it was just the worst Halloween of my fucking life. He can get to the quarterback. Cleveland's very deep in the defensive end room, so they didn't have room to keep him. He's one I like, but I do like the KJ Henry signing. I think there may be some untapped potential there. He's a little bit older as a prospect, came out a little bit older from Clemson. I think he took advantage of one of the COVID years. Washington kind of shipped out their whole defensive line. He got some burn last year and got some playing time, but they need bodies. So what they need is bodies right now. And when you get to the end of August, there's not a lot of great defensive end bodies just out there to be had. So they took on a guy that, they have some interest in. I don't know if he's just going to be a 4-week, give me 15, 20 snaps a game so we can get our defensive ends a breather while Miles Murphy's out. But I think it's a guy with potential that they added to the room. And at this point in the offseason, that's about all you can ask for.
It really is. And he seems like a fun guy by way of Clemson, as you mentioned. No, go Tigers is LSU. Sorry. I'm sorry, LSU fans. To the Commanders, coming on to us. We need the depth. We really do. So it's really nice to bring in a guy that can provide that depth. It's the defensive line is I'm not worried. Worried's the wrong word. I'm super cautiously optimistic about what they can do this year. I just one stub toe away from, oh man, our pass rush doesn't look as good as it should. I mean, it's just like what could have happened with DJ Reader, right? He's out. Pass rush goes away, and the inside, not the inside gets a little weaker. It's a little scary to me. That's all.
We're gonna we're going to get interior pass rush this
Yeah.
season, but I am a little bit concerned about the run defense because you've got Sheldon Rankins, who's going to be a great 3-tech, get to the quarterback from the middle, but he's not great against the run.
Did I say pass rush? Because I meant run. Sorry, I meant run defense.
Long day, you get it.
It was a very.
You were telling me about some of the things you were dealing with today.
Yeah, we can't talk about it on air, but it was a very long day, folks. Hey, we got to pause real quick for station identification. I know you got your fridge you got to deal with, so I'll do the honors today. Crack it open.
Dude, just what a fail! What a miss by me not putting the beers in the fridge in time.
Point behind you, right? There it is. You know what? I have to give you props. Every time I try to point behind me, totally thought I was going to be pointing at the skateboard right now. I cannot do it. Can't get it. Did it again. There, skateboard's over here. Can't do it. Oh, there
Shout
you go.
Shout out the beer sponsor.
So Garage
it's on the
Beer.
shelf.
Yeah, Garage Beer. I know you're big time now, and I know you're flirting with them boys down in Kansas City, but we forgive you.
Well, they're not flirting. They're not flirting. They got the check. The check came
Yeah, that's
through.
True. Actually, they're married. Yeah, they're married. So, but I'm going to sip this anyway because we love you, Garage Beer. You're our God's nectar, if you will. Go ahead and talk, Drew, while I drink.
All right. 8:06 p.m. We've got our first Putin reference in the chat. You love to see it.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's how things go here. And T Brookie with a good comment. He likes that the safeties are good run support guys. I think that's very true. I think you had tons of issues with the safety room last year. You had inexperience, you had miscommunication, you had a lot of those things that Von Bell and Geno Stone are going to take care of. And you're going to have a healthier Cam Taylor-Britt. Cam Taylor-Britt, not afraid to come up in the run game, put a hat on the ball. So
I just
we actually
Voldemort.
We actually have Sheila in the chat. Shout out.
Oh,
we
spaghetti sauce, Sheila?
In New Orleans. Yeah, dude, she threw it down. We just got home like 20 minutes ago. Maybe not.
Sheila, let me tell you something. I like a good spaghetti. So if I'm down there in New Orleans with Drew, you got to hook it up. That's all I got to say. I like a good spaghetti.
So we figured out where to stay in New Orleans when the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. We just got to figure out how to get in there. Kidneys are on the market. Pictures of my feet are an option on the internet. Whatever gets me there,
yours.
I'm pretty much willing to do it.
Reverse OnlyFans still on the board.
Yeah. So lots of ways to fund the trip to New Orleans. I can get there. Got a nice, comforting, welcoming place to stay. Just got to figure out a $7,000 Super Bowl ticket or whatever it is. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because there is something going on that may impact the Bengals Super Bowl chances. Let's get it out of the way early. I've got some points I want to get across on this one. We've got some good information on it that I was able to read through, and it really makes things make a lot of sense to somebody who is a dumbass like myself. But it does appear that after getting a practice on Sunday and Monday, that Jamar Chase's hold-in is back on. No practice yesterday. No practice today. Was at practice in street clothes. Zach gave us a maybe I spoke too soon. I put my foot in my mouth type situation. Brandon Ayuk just got paid a little bit ago. We saw that contract come out. CeeDee Lamb's been paid. Everybody's been taken care of. There's one receiver left looking for a deal. It's Jamar Chase. Top 5 receiver. Deserves every dollar coming to him. But now the discourse on Bengals internet, on Twitter, and if you are brave enough to scroll through Bengals Facebook,
I don't even
there's
visit.
a lot of shit going on. There is no reason for anybody to still have an active Facebook account. That place stinks. But
I don't use it. I have it. Marketplace is too good to pass up, dude.
Marketplace is good. My wife books a lot of photography jobs on there, but for me personally, no use for the site. I get banned all the time.
Where else can you almost get shot or stabbed while trying to buy your child a bicycle, right? I mean, come on, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, my wife likes to sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and then I have to go deal with it because I'm not going to send my wife to meet a stranger. It's like, yeah, I hope I don't get shot while you try to make $7 off this bookshelf.
Literally, a lady just picked up some bunk beds from us, Marketplace. So hilarious we're talking about that. But hey, if you're buying stuff on Marketplace, stay strapped or get clapped. All right, that's all I got to say. Let's talk about Uno, okay?
We got big news on the Uno front. Texts from dad are back. Dad beat the dog shit out of cancer. He's staying up later. He's getting his strength back. Guy's back. We got a text from dad on the Jamar Chase side of things. He says, tell Brown to put out that money for Chase. He's got it. So let's dive into this Jamar Chase thing a little bit. I found a thread on Twitter that really breaks down. This is somebody who is clearly smarter than you or I. Not hard to do, but he is. Breaks down the difference between Chase signing now and waiting until next year. Because here's one of my main points on this Jamar Chase thing. Everybody's saying he's got 2 years left on his deal. Nobody does this, blah, blah, blah. What kind of precedent are you going to set? I get it. But who sat down and built out the rookie salary cap and the rookie contract structures? That was the NFL and the NFLPA, right? Okay. So owners, players come together. This is what we decide on. This was collectively bargained. We signed up for it.
Nice.
And what that does is make a first-round pick extension eligible after year 3. So Jamar Chase is exercising his right that was collectively bargained between the Players Association and the owners that they've come to an agreement with. I know that there's not a huge precedent for it. People like to talk about Philly, Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, two guys that were in the same draft class as Chase. They have already been extended.
Yeah.
The difference in that, to me, is they were extended because their team came to them and said, let's get a deal done. Let's extend you.
True.
They did not hold out. They did not skip practice. Now, you can say A.J. Brown did. He got redone with 2 years left on his deal, but he was a second-round pick, so it's a little bit different. He didn't have that fifth-year option that the team was able to pick up. But before you start shitting on Jamar Chase for this, he is exercising a right that was built in to his contract that he signed as a rookie. Devil's advocate. I don't love holding in. I don't love it. I don't love the circus, but devil's advocate, he is exercising a right that was afforded to him by the contract that he initially signed.
Look, I love that. I think you're spot on. And like the realist and the grounded take that you have there is wonderful. And I'm a players first guy, always have been, always will be. I'm just frustrated. I put out that video. I did. I just in my car yelling at my phone in a parking lot, and because that's how I put those out. But dude, oh my God, it was. Let's go back. Whitworth. Oh my God, what a screw up. Bates. Looking back. Oh my God, what a screw up. Higgins, mess last year. Now Chase. I am just tired of it.
It's fucking exhausting.
It is. I care, but I don't care anymore. Just do it or don't. Is he going to be there week 1? Great. Then he's playing, and I'm just not going to freaking worry about it. I'm just so sick of every year one of our star players this occurring. I don't want to say doing this because you're right. He's exercising his right, and he's trying to get his money. I mean, come on. Like, I get it. I totally get it. But I'm so exhausted. It's so exhausting.
Yeah, it is exhausting. So let's dive in a little bit to some of the details. Lots of comments that have not been read yet. We will get to them. I'm trying to stay on tack. We have the attention span of like a gnat, and we'll end up talking about the World Trade Center or something. So we're going to try to stay on track. I'm going to hold that against you forever. It's just kind of
sitting.
vague.
It's sitting right next to me. I'll pull it up again.
We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. So there was a thread on the Jamar Chase contract that came down from Daniel Salib, I think is how you pronounce it. I saw it last night. Salib, maybe.
Salib.
Either way. Yeah. I'm going to clip this, so let's not butcher his name. So I'm going to restart, and we'll just not clip that part.
Okay.
So what should I say for name?
Daniel
Salib.
I don't give a
crap.
crap.
I'm not going to say it like that because that feels like it may be an insult.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Daniel Salib puts out a thread last night that I saw about the Jamar Chase contract. And I just kind of want to run through it because I think it really breaks it down in good layman terms for the average guy. So he said, I ran some numbers on Jamar Chase to illustrate my recent points. He is owed in 2024 $4,862,000. I'm going to call it 4.8 million. I don't know how to read numbers that big because I'll never have that much money. 4.8 million bucks. And then in 2025, they have already exercised his 5th-year option, which gets him around $21.8 million. So that is money he already knows he's going to get. It's in there. It's set. Now, if he signs a 4-year deal this year, he's under contract through 2029. If he signs a 4-year deal next year, he's under contract through 2029. So that doesn't really make a difference of when he's going to get to hit the open market again. But that is pointing out that he would get to hit the open market again before turning 30. If Chase gets $34.5 million average per year across 4 new years right now, he would split the new money average per year of CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. The total value across 6 years in this case is $164.6 million. Tons of money.
Cheddar.
Let's say Chase plays out this year and waits to sign a deal next year. Assume for an 8% salary cap rise, which always happens. The cap always goes up. There's never going to be less money coming into the NFL except for COVID. So assuming an 8% cap rise from Jefferson, $35 million average per year, which should roughly occur if Chase maintains this level of play, that amounts to $37.8 million average per year. But NFL teams like to contracting round numbers, so round up to 38 average per year. I feel like that's easy to follow. So we're there. We got a few more slides.
Yeah.
If you hear a child screaming in the background, she is well cared for. She is just pissed. This means that if Chase signs a 4-year deal next year, accounting for cap inflation over Jefferson, he'll make $178.6 million from now through 2029.
Okay.
For those counting at home, that's an extra $14 million across the same amount of time Chase would make if he waits to sign a deal until next year. So if he waits to sign until next year, he's looking at about $14 million, assuming things trend the way that they have been trending with the NFL salary cap.
Sure.
And what happens if he gets injured? Very good point. Justin Jefferson missed 7 games last season, and he still became the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. The injury point isn't as important for star players, which I think is very, very true. Such as in the world, in the NFL, you can be who you can afford to be. That's what Jamar Chase is. And the last slide of this to kind of bring it all home, Jamar's an all-pro player drafted in the top 5. There isn't much that's going to hurt his value between now and next year. He just saw Lamb and Jefferson benefit greatly from waiting until after year 4. I would take that route that makes me $14 million more. And since I made these graphics, you can now add Brandon Ayuk to that conversation as well. So you're looking at a situation where he, in my mind, and I don't know if I'm wrong here, in my mind, Jamar Chase is trying to do the Bengals a favor right now. He's trying to save them $14 million by signing now.
Do you think that's his motivation, though?
I don't know if that's his motivation. I don't know if he's saying, hey, just pay me now. I'll beat out Justin Jefferson by a penny. I can tell him I signed a bigger deal than him because they're friends. And then maybe he's thinking that you'll have $14 million extra to spend next year on something. Are you going to try to bring T back? Are you going to go get something? But he's trying to do them a favor right now in the term of $14 million. Let's just do it. Sign it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, when you break it down, when you break it down like that, it's like, this is a freaking no-brainer, dude. $14 million is like another tackle, another defensive line. It's like another player that could impact the roster, or a game. Like, to me, it's a no-brainer. I just do it. Like I said, I'm just so tired of it, man. I'm so tired of it. So when you break it down like that, and you say he's exercising his right, and he's not out there really. Yeah, he put out the one tweet at Joey B's face, whatever, dude. But he's awesome. Not out there. He's not out there demanding a trade. He's not out there disparaging the team or flirting with other players on other teams or anything like that. Like, the situation could be a hell of a lot worse. So when I sit here and I say I'm frustrated, it's because of what's occurred in the past with like 4 other players, right? So that's the frustration. I'm on the side of just pay the guy. Like, you've got to be on the side of just pay the guy. Like, I'm seeing people out there tweeting, trade him, forget him. He's being selfish. It's like, dude, come on. He is outside of Joe Burrow. Like, let's just call it what it is. Best player on the team. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just going to cut bait from a guy like that. Like, they're going to pay him. It just might be a pain in the ass for a season and happen next year. And it doesn't make sense that it's going to happen next year, but it just unfortunately might.
And my dad, another text from Dad, I'll take that $14 million Chase money and pay you and Ron $50,000 a year.
Easy. Done.
He wouldn't pull the rug out from under us either.
Done.
Subtle shot.
Done.
I mean, some people know what that means, but
Yeah, it's just got to happen. Again, the fact that it hasn't, I love you to death, dude. Just the fact that it has not happened is so frustrating. And I don't think it's our organization really being cheap. I don't like, it just feeds the trolls and feeds Schefter this crap of, you know what I mean? And allows people to be negative around the situation. I just want it to go away. I literally just want it to go away.
And I don't think it's a cheapness thing either. That's the easy, low hanging fruit when it comes to the Bengals, right? Oh, Mike Brown's just cheap because it's not 1990 anymore. But Ryan Sparks has a good comment. He says they historically don't pay people until after year 4. They don't want to set that precedent, and I do understand that because the Bengals have a way that they operate. They like to stick to that, and they very, very, very rarely break from that.
Yeah.
They've always broken from it for quarterbacks. They've always been near the top of the quarterback market. They don't like to guarantee money after year 1 to anybody but quarterbacks. They guaranteed a shitload of money to Burrow. That child. Wow. They guaranteed a ton of money to Joe Burrow. But he's Joe Burrow. He's the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that's a different scenario. Like, this is him. Like, that guy's getting paid. Do you know what I mean? You just have to realize that you can't compare the quarterback position and the quarterback we have to trying to pay a wide receiver. Jamar Chase is a top wide receiver in the league, 100%. But the value in position and the desire to get it done is different positionally, I think. That's how I view it.
I don't think it should be for him. He's the Joe Burrow of wide receivers.
I get it.
Joe Burrow's the fucking Lamborghini. Chase is the supercharger. If we're talking T. Higgins, I value T. Higgins highly, but I don't value T. Higgins like I value Jamar Chase. Yeah. So I understand the precedent. They don't want to set the precedent, but sometimes you just got to break precedent for a guy like the Steelers did a few years back with TJ Watt. There was a standoff with TJ Watt. The Steelers don't do this. The Steelers don't do that. They don't do this. They don't do that. You know what? They ended up doing it because it's TJ Watt. I hate that entire family, but he's a good football player.
Yeah, and I'm not trying. It would be a different story if they were trying to, like, if somehow we landed Burrow and Chase in the same draft, and they were trying to figure out their contracts at the same time. Like, don't get my words twisted. I'm not trying to say that, but just sometimes, like, positional value just gets taken into case here. But when you have a what you call him, a supercharger like that, you just take care of him, man. Just freaking take care of him. The money's there. It exists. There is not oh crap, we're gonna have to sell more TVs or increase parking or some shit. Like, just the money's there. Let's just do it. Just do it.
You can't increase parking anymore. Somebody tried to hit me for $50 to park at a preseason game. I was like, nah, dog, I'll walk. I lost the comment. The comments are hot and heavy tonight. We appreciate it. And I see a lot of YouTube comments. We love people that are on our YouTube channel.
Natty Talks is in the building. I don't know if you saw them.
Natty Talks is in here. We love Natty Talks.
Yeah, they're another show.
We are not even at week 1. Strap on in, boys. Joe and Lisa do a great job with Natty Talks.
Fun.
They get out in the community. They get out in different areas. They do like on-site stuff. It's really, really good. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check them out. But yeah, absolutely strap on in. It's not even week 1.
Yeah, and I know I said a lot of crap, like, it's frustrating stuff. Like, but dude, there's a reason I'm wearing a freaking Uno jersey right now. I want him to just be able to play football, and I think everyone does.
I'm going to clip that and say breaking news. Ron says Jamar Chase stinks.
Ron hates him. I'm also wearing an orange jersey because there's an orange out. There's an orange out.
I should have put on the orange Burrow jersey. I went with the old white because that's what he wore in practice. Burrow's just in practice the other day, just in a game jersey. Like,
yeah, what was that? Was there any?
Keep the orange practice jersey. Give me a game jersey. I don't know what
I don't know why
he did that, but it was cool.
Just being a silly goose, I guess. I don't know. You're not rolling with the DJ Turner jersey though. You went with Burrow, huh?
Yeah. So I bought the DJ Turner jersey, Michigan man. And then it's starting to look like Dax Hill might be the starter, but doesn't change the fact that I love and support DJ Turner.
That's it. Michigan. Do you guys do that? Is that like a thing?
It's this. It's this. That's how they do it.
That's hard. I'm going with this because I can do this. Watch, I can do this.
Tony Blaze in the chat says, speaking of parking, didn't they just buy Hilltop Construction for extra parking? I don't know this for certain.
Me neither.
But I think the fact that Hilltop Construction is going to get out of town because they're moving to Northern Kentucky. It's just they've got like conveyor belts and all the shit you see. They're leaving that space. And I think that
right on the river, right? Sorry to interrupt.
So you got Stadium Construction Gravel Company practice bubble.
Let me tell you
the way that it's set up.
Let me tell you something. I do not have sources. I'm not a source guy. We're not a source show. We don't have anybody inside the building or anything like that. But I smell an indoor practice facility going in and about that area. That's what I smell.
Completely stole my point, but that's what I was getting to.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I think that they're getting out of town because the Bengals are going to occupy that space. And I think the practice bubble was temporary. And I think eventually you will see a proper indoor facility there. And that's good because, I did the thing with McAfee where he was saying they practice across a highway, and I made the video and he, laughed with it and all that shit. But
humble brag.
You ever see guys walking? You ever see those guys walking across the street to practice? And I think in my mind, in my head, I'm like, we're one fucking crazed Steelers fan away from just a total tragedy.
Yeah.
What if some dude,
I never thought about that.
Some Pittsburgh clown just comes barreling down the street pissed off, and here comes Joe Burrow walking to practice. We got to get it figured out. Can we get a sky lift? Can we get a tunnel? Can we get something?
There is police officers there, but it just takes one Pittsburgh fan in his shitbox Chevy S10 to ruin our life. Actually, it would ruin my life.
Steelers fans definitely drive shitbox S10s. So I think that is probably part of the plan. There is some parking there. There's actually not as much parking as there used to be there, as I think they're transitioning out. But I do think that the Bengals have ideas for that space. So we've talked about Jamar Chase almost ad nauseum. It is what it is. I gave my opinion on it. I see both sides, but at the end of the day, if you put a gun to my head and said, tell me what you want to happen, sign the contract tonight. Let's get this shit over with. Start practicing. And we'll see you in all orange September 8th.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, we're just over 20 minutes into this thing, and we're already well over 500 people across all platforms. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Love it. I got nothing else to say about Chase. You want to talk about this roster? What do you got next?
Yeah, so the Bengals have they have not only set their 53-man roster. They have also gotten their practice squad filled out as of today. So I've got another graphic. I was big in the graphics department today, making this is shout out to Paul Daner Jr. who put this out on Twitter. I will say that this appears to be a depth chart. He said in the post that this is how he interprets the depth chart, but this is not an official depth chart. But what this will do is this will let you see who made the roster at what position and where they're at. So breaking news: Joe Burrow starting quarterback.
Excel sheet. Yeah, breaking news.
Yeah. So I wanted to give Paul his credit because I did not take the time to make this myself. Shout out Paul. So
good guy.
He has starter listed, but take that with a grain of salt. This is what he's thinking. So you got Burrow, Chase Brown, Zach Moss, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Yoshavash. All the normal starters that we thought we would see.
Pause there on the Chase Brown, Zach Moss thing. You signed Zach Moss early on, maybe thinking he's the starter, but Chase Brown having a hell of a camp, hell of a preseason, showing that he can do it, taking the one spot. That's fun. I think that's really fun, and I'm happy to see that happen.
It's kind of weird because he's got 2 running back starter spots here. But I think this was just more of a way to get out who's on the roster and where. But
maybe it's
in terms of the Bengals running back situation, I think you'll see Zach Moss be the primary to start the year, but it's going to be very close to an even split. But I think by the end of the year, second half of the season, Chase Brown does take over as RB1. Gesicki, they kept 5 tight ends.
Yeah, crazy.
So they kept Gesicki, they kept Tanner Hudson, they kept Tanner McLaughlin, Drew Sample, shout out Drew Sample, and Eric All. If Ben is in here, Eric All is a Michigan man. I don't care if he graduated from Iowa. OBJ starting at left tackle, Cordell Volson left guard, our guy Teddy Karras at the center. Alex Kappa. He's got Amarius Mims listed as the starter. Update on Amarius Mims, has been back at practice getting some work in with just his helmet, but not full pads. So he's on the rehab field. But it's good to see him getting back to work. Defense, Hendrickson, Osai, defensive end. KJ Henry on that third spot. Defensive tackle, Sheldon Rankins, Zach Carter, Jay Tufele, BJ Hill, Chris Jenkins, Michigan man. Sam Hubbard at the other defensive end with Cedric Johnson making the roster. Linebackers, Logan Wilson, Akeem Davis-Gaither. Meme Injung Meta. I love this man. I was so happy to see him make this roster. He reminds me of Vontaze Burfict without being a nutcase.
Yes.
Here's my hot take.
Ooh.
Meme Injung Meta will carve out an actual role in this defense this year. Think about this. Look at the teams in the Bengals division. Cleveland runs the piss out of the ball. Baltimore runs the piss out of the ball. Pittsburgh, they're not going to have anybody that's good. Their quarterbacks stink. Their offensive line is in shambles, but they're probably going to try to run the shit out of the ball. Tell me you don't want to see 45 in there in the middle next to Logan Wilson. Maybe they put in 3 linebackers, got Pratt out there too. The way that this guy just found the ball and attacked and didn't get caught up in any of the scrum on the way there, he reminds me of that instinctual, undrafted, I'm going to run right into your face linebacker that Vontaze Burfict was without maybe some of the head case stuff.
Yeah.
The video from the coach telling him he made the team was awesome. This is my darling of the preseason. Incredibly glad to see him make the team. So that is very awesome. Then you got Pratt. Joe Bocci hits softballs miles and miles and miles at the Logan Wilson softball game every year. Slot corner, Mike Hilton with Josh Newton at the 2. And then corner, Cam Taylor-Britt, DJ Turner behind him on this depth chart, and then Dax Hill. 2 Michigan men at corner. Still not 100% sure how that's going to go. I think Dax may be the starter, though.
Yeah.
And then you got Geno Stone, Jordan Battle for your safety, Von Bell, Dijon Anthony, and Tyson Anderson. So they kept 5 safeties as well. I think Tyson Anderson's special teams impact is really a big part of why they kept that many safeties. 5 tight ends, 5 safeties is a little bit surprising to me. They did cut and then bring back Travion Williams as well. We all kind of worried about it. He tweeted roster gymnastics, and he was back the next day. Kicker, Evan McPherson. Boy got paid. Punter, Ryan Rico. So Brad Robbins still dealing with the hip flexor injury. Ryan Rico, as Joe Goodberry pointed out last week, going to punt week 1. Long snapper Cal Adamitis. And then we've got IR for the season. These guys will not play this year, unfortunately. Cam Sample, Deontay Smith, Chris Evans, and Lance Robinson. IR designated to return. Brad Robbins is designated to return. Miles Murphy looking at probably 4 weeks. McKinley Jackson was just moved to that as well. So they are designated to return. They will have 21-day practice windows. And then in that window, the team can decide to activate them or not. Physically unable to perform list, which I think is knocked down to 6 weeks instead of 8 now, is cornerback DJ Ivey, who did look promising last year before he tore his ACL in that Vikings game. And then Jeff Gunter, of course, on the retired list. So there is your Bengals roster. And then we go to the practice squad. Logan Woodside showed some good stuff in the preseason.
I like that.
Practice squad quarterback, possibly a game day activation if they want to keep 3 quarterbacks, since they went back on the rule. They had the rule where you could carry a 3rd quarterback that didn't count against your 53-man roster, and then they vetoed it. So we'll see how they do that. Running back Kendall Milton, wide receiver Shedrick Jackson, wide receiver Cole Burgess, wide receiver Kendrick Pryor, tight end Cam Grandy, guard Trey Hill. Trey Hill came back to the practice squad after clearing waivers, after losing the backup center job to Matt Lee, where I think the Bengals may have struck gold. Defensive end Isaiah Thomas, guy I mentioned at the top of the show from Cleveland, has sacked Joe Burrow before. I like having him in the building as an option. Defensive tackle Justin Rogers, 3-tech Dominique Davis. Cornerback Jalen Davis came back, Nate Brooks came back, and then safety PJ Jules. So they have filled out their practice squad. They filled out their 53. We know who we got. All eyes on week 1. Any big shocks or anything on the roster that you want to get to?
I don't really think so. I think you did that perfectly. There's nothing crazy to go over. I'll be curious to see what role your guy Drew Sample actually fills this year with this little running back thing we got going on. I definitely want to see what happens at tight end overall. I think with 5 there, who's going to be doing what are our sets going to look like, how many receivers are we going to have on the field at any given time, and what percent of plays that's going to be. I'm hoping we just air the shit out this year. I don't know. I think the roster shook out how I thought it would. Very excited about Meta. I think that's great. But other than that, there's just nothing crazy, right? I think we got who we wanted where we need them, I believe. Obviously, injuries. Obviously, injuries suck. The guys down there, you don't want to see Miles Murphy out. You don't want to see McKinley Jackson out. Brad, I know they're battling for that punter spot, but you don't want to see anybody out. But I think barring those, the roster is what I kind of expected.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat, I lost it already because I had to go back to a different screen, but they asked who the 5 that sit on game days are. Because you do have a 53-man roster, but you only have 48 active on game day. So I think tight end is somewhere where you're going to look at having some of your guys sit. Could be a McLaughlin, could be a Tanner Hudson. I think they saw enough out of Tanner Hudson last year when he did get those opportunities that they didn't think they could stash him on the practice squad. So I think you could look at the tight end room to have some inactives. I think you could maybe see it out of the linebacker room, maybe a Bocce, but he's a special teams guy. So I don't know. Maybe it's Injung Meta. You could also look at maybe the safety room, Dijon Anthony, maybe Tyson Anderson. But if Tyson Anderson's recovering right, I think he has so much special teams value that he'll stay. So it may be a Dijon Anthony. So I think those are some of the position groups that you could look at for maybe some inactives. Could be. It's probably not going to be running back because Travion Williams is he's one of the primary kick returners. I know that Jermaine Burton's been getting some work back there. So there are going to be some tough cuts when it comes to Sunday morning and you find out who's active and inactive. But I think that they filled out the roster the best that they could. They have the talent that they have in the building and they know what they have to work with and they'll manipulate that. But I just think they valued a lot of these tight ends too much to try to risk stashing them on the practice squad.
Yeah, I agree. Well said. Good breakdown. That was a great breakdown.
Worked hard today. We're moving towards professionalism to an extent, I would say.
The season's here. We have loaded the content shotgun and we're about to freaking unload it. So just get ready, folks. What else we got going on in Bengals country, man? I mean,
we did pick up Tashawn Manning. Shout out Cincy Jake. That was there was that move made after I made the graphic and I was busy and didn't update it. So that's showbiz, baby. Lots of comments. Derek, he's still working on making Jake Browning's girlfriend my future ex-wife. Nice. I think they may already be married. I'm not sure though, but
good luck.
They may already be married, but
great
hats off to you, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Fight the good fight, you know? Lots of comments rolling in. I'd like to try to get to them, man. I was looking, there was 27 unread comments that I'm trying to scroll through. So
let's roll through some here.
That.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Natty Ron heard that Chase was practicing solo again. I will say, I have heard, I'm not a source guy, but I have heard from people that Chase has been getting individual work before and after practice kind of the whole time when the media is away.
Yep.
Why do kids laugh? Why do kids love baths so much? That means everybody's asking about the kid. She's playing in the bath and is now happy. Hell yeah.
Good.
Shout out to the wife holding it down while I'm in here being an idiot on the internet. So yeah, man, just lots of really good. There's some like the stream comments. We always love when you like the stream, subscribe, turn on notifications so you see when we post stuff. I'm going to try to get a little bit better into the YouTube Shorts game, maybe posting some longer form clips of the show. It's time to lock in, boys. We tried to pretend like we knew what we were talking about with the Reds and shit. I'll tell you what I know about the Reds as of right now. They're fucking dead. It's
football season, guys. It's football season. During the season, this is a football podcast. I'm going to the Bearcats football game here on Saturday, so that'll be fun. I'll get some Bearcats content for us. So
there you go. Put it on the screen so you can read it for your visual learners. My beautiful wife is encouraging you to do the things that we just talked about. Shout out to her. But yeah, dude, the Bearcats game is going to be nice. I'm having some people over to the house Saturday. I worked really hard on my TV lineup. I don't know if anybody saw that on Twitter. 5 televisions. Had to break down the schedule and figure out which games earned which spot on which TV. There will be a good amount of Buckeye fans here, so I'm going to allow them to have the bigger TV for the Buckeyes. And we're going to hang out, and we're going to grill burgers, and we're going to watch Akron shock the world, baby. Akron's Appalachian State moment is Saturday.
Wow. Jesus. You hate him. This is interesting, folks. He's a Bengals fan, but yes, he is a Michigan man. I'm a Bearcat because I'm a loyalist. I
People
like
keep telling me to
Cincinnati.
keep my Michigan. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go off, King. Go off, King.
People keep telling me to leave my Michigan takes and comments off of my Twitter page because it hurts my brand. Because let's face it. Well, I mean, let's face it. I crossed over 25,000 followers recently. Shout out to every one of you that follow me on Twitter. And out of those 25,000,
attaboy,
probably like 1% of those people give a single shit about Michigan. Some of them interact because they hate Ohio State, and we can join in on that together. But I'm telling you right now, Ohio State's like 50-point favorites or something.
Yeah.
They're going to probably beat the hell out of Akron. But on the off chance, that's why they play the games, baby. That's why they play the games. If the Akron Zips stroll into Columbus and pull off an upset, I'm going to be getting blocked. Lots of blocking going on.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. The Bearcats
Somebody
play
said you were throwing up gang signs. I'm Michigan. It's Michigan. I'm doing his M for him. I like to do this. I already showed you how to do it.
I don't like that. Because I can do the M and take a sip of the logo's on the wrong side. Garage beer.
Carter's one of my Go Blue guys on Twitter. Shout out Carter.
Oh, I love that picture.
But hey, Bearcat, you don't get to come in here and change how the M's done.
I'll do what I want.
Who do you think you are?
The Bearcats play Townsend this weekend, folks. So
Townsend, baby. 31.5-point spread.
We'll get this game. We'll get this win on the road to a 3 and whatever the hell else season. Because Jesus, they need to get it together. Last year was a pit of misery. So we'll see.
Somebody said you got close to the Illuminati sign. That was Natty Talks.
I don't know.
We have not been purchased by the Illuminati because you can tell we're not getting any money. So we maybe did almost recently sell our souls, but decided.
Natty Talks. We ought to have Natty Talks.
Yeah, are you watching out there?
We ought to have Natty Talks on here sometime, man. They're good. They're fun. Definitely
special guest for the UC game, Coach B.
Oh man, should I bust out the fit? I got the jacket here. Hat's upstairs.
It's going to be 400 degrees.
Yeah, no, I'll die. You're right. That's a very, very.
As a man who almost died at Nippert Stadium when it was super hot, I will caution you.
I almost died in my my suit in a preseason game once because it was like 98 degrees, and it was before like I came out of the shell, and I was just like, I don't want people to really know my face, and I was just kept the helmet on, walking up the stairs, and literally just fighting for my life, sweating. Oh my God. I had to like sit on the floor in a doorway by one of the offices and chug water like a homeless person. It was unbelievable. It was in Old Orange here. If anybody has pictures out, I was like, you remember the Cleveland guy with the mullet that was like sitting on the floor?
Puking everywhere.
Yeah, that was me, but I wasn't throwing up. It was like, I was like, just chugging water.
I could see the news story now. Like, combat veteran dies at football game in costume.
Yes, it was brutal, dude. And I was walking up the stairs, and again, this was when I had anonymity. I think that's the word. I didn't show my face yet, and I tilted the helmet up, and I put it back down. And a guy, I don't know who to this day, who yelled and said, "Yeah, you better put that helmet back down." Like, so I was for the.
This is back before people knew your face, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was brutal. It was DEFCON 5. I was going to die if I didn't get out of my seat. It was brutal, dude.
The people are asking, do you have a Bearcats helmet?
I have a black one that had a sea paw on it in front of me over here, but it was a kid got a hold of it, so now it's like just a paperweight that's all cracked up. I maybe I'll make one. I don't know. I got a nice.
To say this as parents. Shout out kids for ruining good things.
Yeah. Yes. That's that helmet. The orange helmet is now retired, and you'll see me in the black this season because a child decided to take a Herculean shot put stance with it off of a table and launch it across the room, and it's got a nice crack down the middle, and it's a little uneven. So that's a decoration now, folks. The OG helmet's retired, going black this season.
That's even hotter. It's going to draw
I'm gonna
more
die.
sunlight.
You got to find a new host by mid September. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not busting the suit out until the latter half of the season when it's colder. I've learned my lesson, man.
Yeah, it's rough. My kid kicked me in the nuts earlier. So
Nice.
you have that. Love him to
Nice.
death. Love him to death.
Shout out kids.
Her love hurts. My daughter's love hurts.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, I think that it's a very exciting time now. All this preseason shit's behind us. Training camp's behind us.
Mhm.
Every preseason game, you're like, all right, just don't get hurt. Don't tweak a hamstring. Don't roll an ankle. Like, I know you need reps, but like we've been clamoring for years for starters to play preseason, right? Don't start slow. Starters need to play preseason, and then they play, and I'm like, my butt's clenched the whole time.
Oh,
God damn it, don't get hurt. So
yeah, entire
we can
time.
exhale from that. I wish this contract thing would work itself out. I still hope that it does. Jamar Chase is the kind of guy I could see saying, like, let's go ahead and sign this while the Chiefs are kicking off the season for the second year in a row. Said that on Twitter. Chiefs fans got a hold of it. I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if he's not practicing like next week, are we panicking?
It gets real nerve-wracking if he's not practicing come the beginning of next week. Because you remember last year, week 1, Chris Jones watched the Chiefs play from a suite.
Yes,
Posted it on his social media. He watched the game from a suite. They lost to Detroit. The front office was like, "Oh shit," and they signed him like the next day.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Something in my gut still tells me Chase doesn't miss games.
Yeah.
Maybe that's blind optimism. Maybe I'm blinded by the Bengals glasses. I wish I had my Bengals or my wife's orange Bengals sunglasses. I'd put them on right now. They're in there on my dining room table. But maybe I got the orange and black goggles on and I don't see it. But part of me just doesn't think he's going to miss games. I think the relationship with Burrow matters so much to him that. But dude, we're talking $140 million, dude. I don't know.
So much money, like money we can only dream of. Like I get it. I totally get it. Oh, wife to the rest. I've seen her in those at a game. Okay.
Yeah. Texans game last year, day after my birthday. That was.
I remember that.
Whew.
Yes.
I've been going to Paycor Stadium since the year it opened. I got lost 3 times at that game because I was hammered.
Yeah.
I know that place like the back of my hand. But yeah, she wore these. So maybe I've got my orange goggles on with the hearts on because I love them so much. Shout out to Game Day Denim. That's who made these for. Shout out to her. But so maybe I have my orange goggles on, but something in my gut just tells me the guy suits up week 1. But if he's not practicing early next week, I'm going to start getting even more nervous.
Why did he come back? We already talked about it, but why did he come back and then not? Like, did he come back because did he leave again because Zach said what he said? Like, it was just like, oh, he's back. This is great. And then it's like, wait, shit. Why is he in a t-shirt? Like, it's just pulling at our heartstrings. It's emotional abuse is what it is. Like,
was it CeeDee Lamb getting paid because he was practicing and Lamb got paid? He wasn't practicing. Was it Zach saying he expects him to go full practice this week and play week 1? And then he posted the Burrow question.
Yes.
I don't know how to describe that face, but
I'm not.
Everybody saw it. And then Burrow changed his profile picture on Instagram to that picture, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Lorenzo with a hot take. Guy is one of the best cooks you'll ever see in your life. Follow him on Instagram just to see the things he cooks. I hope he misses the game and the offense limps by to a win, whatever it takes for the front office to change.
Okay.
That is a big statement.
I would
why did Mike
rather...
Brown pull up on the cart today too? Golf cart watch is back on. Go ahead and make your point on the last one. I would just much rather slaughter Jacoby Brissett and the New England Patriots and just laugh them out of town. But I get what he's saying. They stink. Their offensive line's bad. Also,
they're
stack
so
the box, make Jacoby Brissett throw the football.
Slaughter.
But Fro with a good comment. Why did Mike Brown pull up on the cart today too? You remember golf cart watch was big last year when Mike Brown pulled up. Burrow hopped on the golf cart. They did a couple circles and he went back to practice. From what I saw on the internet today, Mike Brown did pull up in the golf cart, but didn't actually have an exchange with Chase. He just pulled up near him, but I don't think that they actually talked. But that time of year, golf cart watch is back on. The last golf cart watch was when Mike Brown thought he was going to put Joe Burrow on the cart and tell him he wasn't playing against the Rams Monday Night Football last year, if you remember. And Joe Burrow said, yeah, the fuck I am. And he played.
Yeah.
Jacoby did dice us up when he played for the Browns. That's a good point, Jake. That did happen. But Cleveland's just
that's
a matchup
different.
nightmare
That's
for the Bengals.
different.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Mike Cannon showing love in the chat. Love Ron keeps hitting empty beer can and Drew Flash.
I just the last swig I took, I was like, shit, that's gone. That's funny.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I want to see him on the practice field sooner rather than later. I'd say just pay the guy, but I don't want to say that people are starting to turn on Jamar Chase in the fan base. But some have taken the hard turn, but some people are growing frustrated with it.
It's like the people with like teddy bears as their profile pictures that are 65 years old, I think. Like, hey, get him out of here. Like, that's who I've seen. I haven't seen anybody like really turn on him.
Probably the same guy with a cat profile picture that told me I was a piss stain on the Bengals fan base. But yeah, for all the wrong reasons.
Yes. Oh my God.
A couple comments about my weight last night. Need hoodie season to get here. Hoodies flatter my body better than the shirt I wore on State of the Jungle last night. Shout out to Malik for having me on. But yeah, wasn't a flattering angle, I realized as I watched the tape back. So really
I definitely texted you saying canary yellow looking ass. I think
lots of accusations of me wearing a yellow shirt.
What was it?
Tan.
It looked yellow.
It's
tan.
It's a khaki. It's like a khaki look. So little insight into my personal life. When I wear khaki shorts or pants and a black shirt, gets the wife going a little bit. She likes that look. So, maybe date night, we go out to dinner. I'm gonna throw on the khakis and the black shirt, throw on her favorite cologne. She's gonna be feeling her husband a little bit. I tried the inverted version of outfit, and she's like, maybe not. But then lights get on, cameras get on. It looked yellow as shit. But when I look at that shirt, it is not yellow.
It was canary yellow.
When I look at that shirt, it is not yellow.
Yeah. Do you have it in arm's reach?
Oh, no. Pretty sure it's in the laundry hamper upstairs in the bedroom. All right.
Okay. All right.
It is khaki. It is khaki. She's never told me that it was yellow. She never said that. I felt like I got a confirmation of khaki.
It was the lighting. It had to be the lighting. It was the lighting. I love khaki. I wear khaki all the time. I wear khaki at work. I got khaki hats. Like, khaki's the color of war, baby. It's the best color out there. You cannot mess with khaki. So I'll never hate a man wearing khaki.
Big khaki guy. Shout out to all over 600 of you across all platforms watching us talk about khakis. There is going to be maybe a schedule change for us as the regular season picks up. You and I have not discussed this whatsoever. I'm just bringing it up right now, put you right on the spot. We don't know what it's going to be, but we will make sure to let you know.
Yeah, we might switch to a couple days a week, a little bit condensed show, but we'll get that announcement out. Either way, I think the content's just going to machine gun content this season is the idea. So
yeah. So we hit a speed bump recently that we've overcome. We've got a plan of attack. It's going to be awesome. And I think that regardless of what it is, there's different avenues that we can go down that we've talked about. But the number one most important thing for us throughout the rest of the season is to try to provide some entertainment for you guys. Maybe you can shut off the real world for an hour and not worry about whatever the hell else is going on. And we can have some fun talking Bengals. Love to interact with you guys with the chat. We're going to have to I'm going to have to figure out a different system because the comments from where we were a year ago, comment-wise, when we started this thing to right now, it's much harder to keep up on. And I'm trying to live produce and click buttons, and I haven't had a major failure yet today. We're at the 54-minute mark. So knock on wood.
Good. Yeah.
But the number one thing that we want to do is we want to interact with you guys. We want to have fun with you guys. We appreciate the support that you guys show us here, Twitter, wherever it may be, Discord. should have the link pulled up. Once again, not a professional. Discord is fun. College football talk's ramping up. We got gambling talk in there. Obviously, Bengals talk. Some group therapy with the Reds goes on. Lots of good stuff. We like the community that we've built. We love everybody for supporting us and riding with us, spending your Thursday nights with us. And I can't wait till we can bring back the Wallop of the Week soon.
Oh, it will be. We're
gonna break down games soon. We're gonna have clips from games that we can post, and maybe YouTube will get pissed about soon. I don't know what the
stuff is like. It's rolling in my brain. There's gonna be some probably new players helping us out with the show. I mean, shout out Garage Beer Day 1. Shout out Big Play. I cannot do this. Where is it? There, right there. Shout out Big Play. Go look up Big Play. Follow their other shows. A lot of Cleveland garbage you got to get through before you get to us and the pros and James Rapine and Andrew Fox Miller there. But shout out them for giving us the platform to do this. Just some stuff that's on the horizon that's gonna enhance the product here. So,
John, I see, love, and respect your comment, but I can't put it on the screen. I don't want to go to court. Shelly.
That's my
She wants a girl guest on. Mom wants a girl guest on. And what are you going to do? Tell your mother no in front of all these people?
No. Mom show. Mom show.
Or Jeff Wallner. Don't know who Jeff Wallner is, but shout out Jeff.
Yep, Jeff.
Not sure I know who that is.
Neither do I, Mom. Who the hell's Jeff, Mom?
We'll have to talk. Natty Talks. Keep it real and entertaining is what's needed. We appreciate that. We love you guys to death. Tony asked when we're going to get Malik on the show. That was actually discussed last night. So that is something that could be coming down the pike. Gary, shout out Gary Jellison, new name, first time tonight, fun show. Thank you for being here, Gary. We appreciate you. Shout out Gary.
Something just clicked in my brain. If you're watching right now, you might want to tune into Drew and I's Twitters tomorrow. I can't say anything today, but you might want to tune in to our Twitters tomorrow. Drew, if you don't know what I'm alluding to.
Oh, is that a go? Is that a go tomorrow?
I'm going to get a text in the morning that is going to tell me it is a go, like the time. Big thing. Actually huge thing happening. Wish I could mention it. Holy crap, how did I forget about it? Watch our Twitters tomorrow for a massive announcement.
Did not know it was on the pike for tomorrow. I know we both had busy days, but that's good. That's good to hear.
I got the text today that it's a go tomorrow. So just watch our Twitters, guys.
When you find out the people that called us, you're going to think it's hilarious. Yeah, you're gonna laugh your ass off. Yeah, you're gonna
poo pee pee because I when they Mom, what are you doing? Mom, are you in the wine coolers? Mom's in the wine coolers. I
can't find the comment to get rid of it.
We need to leave. The show.
I really can't. Where'd it go?
What comment are you?
I can't get good boy off the screen. All right, there we go. Kill it. Roger says Mike Gesicki on the show. We actually have the Walmart brand already. We got Mike Gesicki.
Oh, Target. Give me Target at least. Jesus.
Okay, Target.
Costco.
Target.
Costco brand. Yeah.
I'm a Sam's Club guy.
We're at the 58-minute mark. Who day?
My wife doesn't even know what we're talking about, by the way. She's like, what's happening tomorrow? Some eyes. Things sounds like a go. Up to something season. I have told her. She just doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Up to something folks. Seasons on. Shout out Cam. He's been here for a minute. Haven't seen that. Your mom confirms that the Jeff Wallner guy is a sports writer, so maybe we reach out to Jeff.
Okay.
Evan McPherson is not going to teach me how to kick a football. That is not going to happen. I'm already very, very good at that, as has been documented, so I don't really need any pointers on it.
Yeah.
So we're going to get up out of here. Big thing coming tomorrow. Big plans for the season. Big play Cincy show. Look at that. That's wordsmanship, baby. Did you see that?
That was good.
Big. Yeah. I've seen the professionals do it on TV. We're going to get up out of here. We love, respect, appreciate, and honor you all. We will see you next week as we're preparing to beat the hell out of the Patriots.
It's showtime, baby. Yeah, the boys are ready to go. Cincinnati, you know. Them boys about to floor, grab a garage beer, let's go. It's Drew and Bang go. Yeah, big place since the show. Yeah, big place since the show. Yeah, it's showtime, baby.